Welcome to Trip Sponge Football. I'm Joe Brown.
Yo, what up? Nick Flo here. How you doing, everybody?
Week 3.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, what a crazy
What
couple
a
of
crazy week 2. What can
Wow.
we say?
Wow.
What do you think about Devontae Davis?
So
We'll start off with Devontae Davis.
Yeah, let's start off with Vontae Dave. Why not? Why not talk about the quitter? So halftime, it rolls around, your team's losing real bad, but your young quarterback, who by the way is a rookie, and the young offensive line, which by the way is developing together, and needs improvement, obviously. But the defense, still it needs some improvement too, because I think they have some young guys that are missing assignments and missing tackles, as we saw. What do you say to that? I mean, what do you say to somebody who just like, nah, you guys suck, I'm out of here? That's disgusting.
Now, me as a Patriots player, I'm also saying I feel bad for the Bills, man. That's a fucked up thing. You played the whole game.
Right.
You signed a contract. You say that you don't feel yourself? No. You finish out that one, then you go to the coaches like, hey, I retire, guys. This is it. Dead on arrival. This guy will not make the Hall of Fame. He will go down as the man that quit halfway through.
Yeah.
He will not be known for his Pro Bowls.
Nope.
He will not be known for playing for the Colts that good. He will be known as quitting for the Bills.
Yeah, exactly. And that's terrible, because you look at a career like that where he had such a great time in Indianapolis and could have potentially been great in Buffalo. Seemed like he was doing okay, and then just quits. Now you look like an idiot.
Yep.
So that's pitiful.
Raiders are still kicking themselves in the ass if they traded away Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack is woo.
Whoa, the Bears a beast.
Yeah.
He's gotten more defense. His 2 weeks on the Bears has done more than what the Raiders have done for defense for the 2 weeks.
Yeah, all by himself.
Himself.
He is the Chicago Bears. No, that's not true. Danny Trevathan, they got a lot of talent in Chicago.
But
that
he
is a
doing
monster player.
The Bears did excellent job by recruiting Khalil Mack.
Yep.
Poor Steelers. What the fuck's going on there? You got
Oh,
Antonio
no.
Brown.
Antonio
They
Brown
lost.
wants to go.
Well, they traded
Yeah.
them. They tied the first week. They lost this week. And he's like, I want to trade. And that doesn't show up Monday morning.
Yeah, it doesn't show up, and now
Well,
he
he
comes
didn't.
out.
He didn't
So,
tell the team. He tweeted.
He tweeted,
that he wanted to trade.
He didn't even. Couldn't even show
So
up.
these people don't have balls enough to tell the team. They do everything through Twitter and Instagram now. Because that's what Vontae Davis did.
Yeah,
He
just
sent a picture.
tweeted.
It wasn't even the game over, and he already had it
Yeah.
listed. It's like, I think he had this plan.
Yeah, he probably
beforehand.
did. He probably knew what he was doing ahead of time. But let's also talk about something really interesting that just popped up for me. Let's talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick and Patrick Mahomes. So we got the Amish rifle, who's been all around the league and all over the place doing all kinds of crazy things. Even played in Buffalo for a little bit. And then you got Patrick Mahomes, who's a rookie. Patrick Mahomes has 10 touchdowns. Ryan Fitzpatrick has 8 and 1 rushing. Between these two quarterbacks that nobody expected to play well, they have 19 combined touchdowns in how many weeks?
Yep.
Two. What?
Also, breaking news: Josh Gordon got traded from the Browns
Josh Gordon's Patriots.
to the Patriots.
Yeah.
I don't know about this, but Bill Belichick for a 5th round pick. He knows what he's doing. It's not a major loss if we lose a 5th rounder, because we generally turn people 6th round or more into gold. So I don't know. We'll see. Belichick and trust, I know.
No, and I get that, because he does. He turns chunks of charcoal into diamonds. He for whatever reason he always seems to make the best out of people. But we also I'm just looking at it not from like, oh, I hate the Patriots or whatever. I'm looking at it from a perspective of, this is Josh Gordon and he has a bad reputation.
He's a bad reputation, smoking weed.
This is tough.
You never know.
Right.
A man can change. We got. What was Randy Moss was known as a bad apple, and then he came to the
Patriots, and he shined. I mean, he was as you all know, he had 20 catches or whatever that year and touchdowns. So
he was
That's a
Him and Brady had so many great passes.
And Josh
So
Gordon has a lot of potential. He has a lot of upswing. He's a monster receiver. He makes
Maybe
big
it
catches.
was the whole Browns. The Browns
yeah.
turned people back.
Maybe the Browns were
So,
a bad
Mick,
influence on him.
last week,
Yes.
you got 12 right teams that you picked, and I got 10.
12 out of 12 out of
So the score right now for week 1 to 2, Mick is at 19, and I am at 18. So you beat me by 1 point.
Yeah, that's
One
almost
point,
even.
But
I mean,
it's even. We'll see. Right now you beat me by 1. So we're gonna go on week 3, the first game, and I also feel bad for this game. It's it's Jets versus Browns. One of these teams are gonna get their first win.
yes.
The other thing
the
is,
Jets already have one.
Jets have a win.
Yeah, they beat the Detroit Lions 48-17
Oh,
or something
okay.
like that.
Okay,
So the Jets might have a chance of losing another game, and the
Losing
Browns
another
might
one.
get their first win.
Brown might get to do it. Also, there was a stat saying that seats were going for $0
Yeah.
for this game.
Yep.
I didn't see that when I went. I only saw $54, so that might be them just making fun. So Jets versus Browns. I'm gonna say the upset. I have to give it to the Browns. Well,
The Browns are at home?
Jets versus. I think the Browns are at home,
Okay.
so it's a dog pound. So I'm gonna give it to the Browns. And who would you want?
I'm also going to go with you this week. I'm going to take the Browns. The Jets looked awful last week, and they're probably, they're rebuilding. They're kind of an up and down team, but the Browns probably have the advantage in this one, and it could be a very interesting one to watch.
Saints versus Falcons. The Saints did win last week, and the Falcons won last week. But Matt looks
Matt
like he's
Ryan
back.
looks like he's back and looking good.
So I'm
Julio
gonna go
Jones
with
a
the Falcons.
monster. We know the Saints do not have a defense, so if the Falcons can score a lot of points, that's going to be tough on the Saints. But we also know Drew Brees can score a lot of points. So I think the edge in this one comes down to the home field advantage. So I'm going to agree with you again. I'm going to go with the Falcons.
Wow.
I just like it. I mean, it's a good matchup, but I think the Falcons have the edge at home.
Packers versus the Redskins.
This is a very interesting one.
I'm
The
gonna
Redskins
go. I'm gonna go with Packers
are,
only because the Packers are pissed that they tied last week with the Vikings. So I am gonna go with the Packers.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I'm going with the Packers. The Washington Redskins just lost to the Colts last week, and they just look average. They still look like they're not coached very well. And Alex Smith is probably showing his age a little bit, and he's not as accurate, and he's not going to beat Aaron Rodgers. I don't think so.
Colts versus Eagles. Eagles lost last week. The Colts won.
Yeah.
Eagles are not looking like the team, but Carson Wentz is supposed to be back this week.
Yep.
But he's not throwing the ball that good. So if the Colts could get to him, I'm going to say Colts this week only because I think they'll get at the Eagles.
Yeah, well, I guess we're going to have to agree again because I'm going with my Colts. I just think that Andrew Luck is back. Even though he was 20 games out with injuries, he's looking like he hasn't missed a beat. The offense is putting itself back in good rhythm. And as much as Carson Wentz might be coming back, this is an Eagles team that's been up and down this year, and their defense looks terrible all of a sudden. So if Indy can score, the Eagles are in trouble.
Bills versus Vikings.
Oh, yeah, we know this one.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, we...
Not that I have anything, but Vikings lost last week. Bills lost last week. But the Vikings lost on a tie. Vikings are going to come back and get pissed. They're going to win this one.
Yeah, they're at home. They're playing a Buffalo Bills team that even though Josh Allen, like I was saying, he's learning and he's growing and he seems to be improving a little bit every time he touches the ball and goes on the field. I just don't see that offense, which has struggled going against a number one defense in the Vikings in Minnesota. I got to give it the edge to the Vikings. Even if it's close, I don't care. I think the Vikings are going to pull it out.
Raiders versus Dolphins. I hate both teams.
This is a mess. but the Dolphins are 2-0 for the first time in
And
a
the
while.
Raiders are 0-2.
And the Raiders are 0-2, but
I'm going with the Dolphins.
But this tends to be one of those games where Chucky likes to pull out some of the stops because he knows that his team could potentially pull out a good win, and they almost beat the Broncos last week. So actually, I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I'm gonna say the Raiders win this one on the road, and the Dolphins are gonna start flopping like fish out of water, which is exactly what they should have been doing already.
The Broncos are 2-0 versus the Ravens, which is 1-1.
Yeah, and the Ravens looked bad last week against Cincinnati. Now that either means that Cincinnati is a really good team, or that the Ravens are going to be an up and down team also. But the Ravens are at home, but the Broncos are coming in with some serious firepower and really playing good football and good defense. So I'm giving the edge to the Broncos this week, even though it's in Baltimore.
So we'll both agree on that one.
Okay, we're both agreeing it's the Broncos then.
Bengals versus Panthers. I'm going to go with the Bengals because they've been looking good, even though the Panthers won last week. What? No, Panthers win?
They beat Dallas, yeah, I think. No.
No. Wait. No. Where is it?
Oh yeah, where did we
Yeah, we did.
Oh, the
Pan-
Falcons
oh,
won.
no,
Yeah, so the
Falcons
Panthers.
won.
Yeah, the Panthers lost last week. But
So
yeah.
I am going to go with the Bengals, which is the better cat than the Panther.
Yeah. Well.
And who are you going with?
I actually think I'm going
Panthers?
to pick the Panthers because I think that Cam Newton just has a little bit of an edge. I mean, the Bengals are great, but he tends to know how to beat those good defenses. So
Giants versus Texans.
yeah,
Both teams are 0-2.
Yeah, and the Giants still look crappy except for Saquon Barkley. The Texans at least held tight with the New England Patriots, and they can pull this out. They're at home. I'm going with the Texans too. I'm going to take them with the home field edge.
Titans versus Jags. I'm going with the Jags. They've been looking good.
Yeah, the Jaguars are looking better, so I think the Jaguars are going to pull this out. I mean, they just beat the Patriots this week, and that's tough to do.
Yep.
So we got to give the edge there to them.
49ers versus Chiefs. Both of them had wins last week.
Yeah, and Patrick Mahomes, we're talking about that guy already. 10 touchdowns. I mean, the Chiefs' offense looks lethal. Tyreek Hill, Kareem Hunt, Travis Kelce. Those guys are all monsters. Plus, they're playing pretty good defensive ball. So I'm taking the Chiefs at home on this one.
I'm going to take the 49ers.
Yeah, Garoppolo has definitely got a lot of weapons around him with Godwin and Goodwin and all. I mean, those guys are playing awesome. George Little. These guys are really looking good, but I still got to give the edge to the Chiefs on that game. And then we got the
Chargers
Rams
versus
and Chargers.
Rams.
The LA teams. They're both at home. Well, sort of.
Who do I...
The Rams are such a dominant force, and I know the Chargers have Phillip Rivers, who's playing very good ball, but
I'm going to go with the Rams.
I still have to take the Rams on this one too. I don't see them. I just don't see the Rams losing very many games this year.
Cowboys versus Seahawks. Seahawks are a trashy team. They are not... I swear they've gone downhill ever since the Patriots beat them at the Super Bowl.
And yeah, I think they still have that hangover.
I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
And the Cowboys are finally looking like a decent team. Seattle's offense is looking horrid. So as much as their defense can make turnovers, if Ezekiel Elliott gets going, the Cowboys are going to run away with it. So I got to agree with you. I'm
Bears versus Cards. Cards suck this year.
The Cardinals are terrible again.
The Bears, the Mac attack.
Yeah, for real.
This guy is forcing. Wow. He's a lot happier, seems. I feel that the Bears have rejuvenated the guy.
Yeah.
Which one do you go? Bears?
And I'm going with the Bears as well. The Arizona Cardinals are terrible. I don't care if they're at home or not. They have some young talent, and they still have Fitzgerald, but it's just there's no way that offense can handle the Bears pass rush.
Pats versus Lions. I'm going to go with the Patriots. Not just because of my team, but also because I know Matt Patricia has not done anything with the Lions. The Lions look atrocious.
Yeah, the Lions are terrible, and
I
even
think
though they're at home,
Matt Stafford, either Patricia's going to go soon, and I feel bad because he was an ex-Patriot coach, but some coaches cannot coach after they leave New England.
no, they really can't. And the other thing too is that some players, when they leave New England, just can't play. But you're also looking at a team that's kind of quitting on Patricia already, and I wouldn't be surprised if Stafford looks for a trade either before this season's over or by the end of this year. That the Lions are kind of looking like they're on the downhill again, and they were a dominant force for a few years in that division. But I got to give the edge to the Patriots this week. There's just the Lions are garbage right now. They're not playing well at all.
All right, this is Monday night's game: Steelers versus Bucks.
Yeah.
I am going to give the edge to the Bucks because the Steelers are falling.
Ryan Fitzmagic, the Amish rifle is thrown for 8 touchdowns and went for 1.
Is what's called back this week?
Who? Le'Veon Bell or Antonio Brown?
No, for the Bucks.
Jameis Winston. No, but I think his suspension is up after this week. I think he comes back next week, but I think if Ryan Fitzpatrick
is putting up the numbers,
he's putting up the numbers he's putting up, there's no way they're going to
might trade.
Yeah, they might. Yeah, they might actually have a trade there. And the thing is that that defense is playing well. That offense is playing really well. But they have a lot of weapons, and Deshaun Jackson and Mike Evans. Those guys are monsters. So there's a team that can continue its success, and we know Pittsburgh's having all kinds of issues. Antonio Brown didn't show up to camp on Monday. Le'Veon Bell is done. He won't play. He refuses to play. This is a team that's falling apart.
But
and they're
they
going to
have
show
this Jay Connor guy that's running up the...
Yeah, Connor is good, and they also have a good, young, talented backup quarterback. But when your whole team is quitting on you, that looks bad, and that sounds a bad message in the locker room. So I got to go with the Bucks. I think they're at home, and they have the edge. I think Monday night might be a blowout. It could be. I mean, it might not. It might be.
I don't think it'll be a blowout, but I think it'll be a close game.
Yeah, maybe, but it's gonna be.
But it doesn't kill you that a guy like Fitzpatrick left and is on another team, and he's doing so much better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I'm glad for him. I'm glad to see that he's doing well. But yeah, it does sting when you know that the organization signed him to a deal, and then he had a couple of off weeks, which he was probably going to because that team was struggling, needed better coaching, and then you cut him, you let him go, and he ends up looking like this. So no.
Does Brian watch? He still hasn't been signed by a team yet. But he keeps on saying he's going to the Patriots and all those tweets.
Yeah, Josh Gordon's going to the Patriots. I don't know.
Josh Gordon's definitely going. He's going up. He heard about a Super Bowl. He wanted to do a Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
This is Trip Sponge Football, Week 3.
Yeah.
I'm Joe Brown.
Nick Flo.
Subscribe to our channel if you like what you hear. Peace out.